Good morning. Coffee? Coffee with Todd? Yes, welcome. Welcome to your Sunday morning and welcome to the Coffee with Todd set, which you can see I'm sitting much further away than I normally do. And I have a guest in here, and it's not Danielle. It's not Danielle. You're our first in-studio guest.
I'm honored.
I don't know is this a studio?
Yeah, of course it is.
Anything where you record stuff is a studio.
Exactly.
Anyway, on the show today, we have singer, songwriter, Kyle Chadburn, and we're going to talk to him in just a few minutes. So, grab yourself a cup of coffee. As usual, I'll be Todd. Coffee with Todd starts right now. All right. I should have memorized my intro, Kyle, but I'm going to read.
Okay.
I'm going to cheat. I know him, but I didn't want to mess anything up, so I wrote down the intro. So on the show today, we have Kyle Chadburn. You may know Kyle from many different facets here in the Northeast Kingdom. ETA, 3TA, the Earthbound Spirits, solo. Anything else?
Not right now.
Not right now? Yeah. I mean, you've seen him. If you live in the Northeast Kingdom, you've seen him. If you don't live in the Northeast Kingdom and you're meeting him today, you will not be disappointed. We're going to be talking a lot today about his new album with the Earthbound Spirits. They got together in 2022 to record material that Kyle wrote himself, and the band's songs are electric. Nope, they're eclectic. They're also electric to a certain extent. And an organic mixture of soulful blues, oriented rock, and rootsy Americana, right up my alley. The band has produced several recording projects: No Direction Volume 1, No Direction Volume 2, Free Will Becomes Fate, and a new studio full-length album, So Much Left to Show, was released just this month, May 1st. Here he is. It's Kyle Chadburn. I didn't invite the rest of the Earthbound Spirits because there's not enough room in here.
They're not as much fun as me either.
No. Oh man, I've been wanting to get you on the show for a long time, and
Thanks for having
me. We ran into each other over the winter, and his name escapes me, but you did sound for a guy at Jasper's.
Yeah.
Which was like kind of a one-off like private show.
Yeah.
And then Jasper's like reopened
right
after that because
there's like a strange little like turn of events there that it just kind of blossomed back into to being a night spot in Newport.
It's cool. I haven't been. I have to admit I haven't been back, but I quit drinking years ago. So, but I remember you and I sitting in there and like, man, it's just like it used to be, and then you were saying like, oh, this would be a great place. It would be neat if they reopened it again.
Yeah.
And then it just happened.
It happened. I'm going to pretend I willed it into.
Kyle is the reason.
I'm the reason. It's not the people who are actually running the business or anything. It's just me.
No.
Projecting.
Oh man, but we talked then. We're like, oh, we got to have you on Coffee with Todd, and then you know how things go. It's like I think as musicians, we all kind of like run in the same circles and we like pass like ships in the night, and we're always like, oh man, we need to do a show together, or we need to talk, and it like never happens. But we made it happen.
We did make it happen. You made it happen.
I made it happen. It took me a while, but I did it. The plan is to do, and the more local artists, the ones from Vermont that can come here to do in this room. So we're working stuff out here. I think it works.
It works for me.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. It's a great space. Yeah.
So let's go. For people that don't know who you are, shame on you. No. You're born and raised in the area?
Born and raised in the area. Yeah, I grew up in Irisburg.
Irisburg, okay.
Yep, and basically lived here my whole life except for the 4 years of college and 1 year afterward that I lived down in Burlington area.
Yeah.
So I went to St. Mike's. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I spent 4 years there, and then my now wife and I lived down there for another year after I graduated, and then we found our way back. And
back to the kingdom.
Been back here ever since, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things where like you can't wait to get out, and everybody tells you, "Oh, you're gonna want to come back when you're a little bit older," and you're like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah.
And then like, I'm not saying that everybody does, but a lot of people do.
I think a lot of people do. I think for many people it takes longer than maybe it did for me.
Yeah.
And you're kind of the same boat too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like you leave for a little bit and then you're like, oh, there's some kind of cool stuff about being in a place where things are quiet and
yes,
you know, you can trust that you know the person down the road from you, that you could reach out if there was anything that went wrong and you needed some help or whatever. And it's just it's different. And like Burlington's not a big city by any means, right? But it's compared to here. To here, it kind of is. And even that was like, I'm not sure that that's exactly right for me. Like, I like to go and visit and be there. But
well, and if you need it, like, you know, Boston's not very far away.
Not that far. Montreal, you know, is a beautiful city, and it's not that far to the north. And so, you know, we're almost kind of in the perfect spot, really, because we're in between all of these places, you know.
I mean, you're Portland, Maine, and
Portland,
Albany,
Maine,
New York, and like, it's all within. I mean, even New York City, if you've really got the itch, it's only 6 hours away.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's less than a day's trip, you know, if you want to drive. So
if you want to drive,
and we're used to driving anywhere, right? Like,
oh yeah.
I was just talking with somebody the other day, and they were saying something about, oh, it's almost 45 minutes away. I'm like, so?
That's like going to get the groceries.
I was going to say, it's just like, that's a normal day, right?
45
minutes. Do that in my sleep.
Yeah, exactly. It is funny. Yeah, in this area, you definitely do need to travel to get to places.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm going to do something that I forget to do every time I have a guest on.
Mm.
So every time I have a guest on, my intention is to have them play a song within the first few minutes.
Okay.
And what happens is I get to talking and we're 45 minutes in and the guest hasn't played a song. So I'm just going to say, would you like to play a song now?
Sure.
So I don't forget. And then we'll do another one later on as well. But if you'd like to sing a song for us,
sure.
I don't know.
Something off the new record?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I do want to talk about the new record.
Yeah, you can do that for sure. Hopefully, we're pretty much in tune here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got a tuner right over there if you need it.
I think it's close enough, you know.
Sounds good to me.
I won't be I'm perfectly in tune, so the guitar shouldn't have to be either, right? This is let's see, what do we want to do? This is a tune called "You're the One." How about that? It's a good way to ease in, I don't trust anything I see. The world has let me down too many times. All this misdirection is causing me perplexion. I can't tell the reason or the rhyme. Oh, when I feel I can't go on, there's just one thing that keeps me going strong. You're the reason I make it through each season. You're the one. myself believe I don't need nobody to get by. I'm a fool without a cause, shoulder deep in flaws, wondering but never asking why. But oh, when I feel I can't go on, there's just one thing that keeps me going strong. You're the reason I make it through each season. You're the one. Hey, you're the one now, baby. But oh, when I feel I can't go on, there's just one thing that keeps me going strong. You're the reason I make it through each season. You're the one. You're the one. Yeah, you're the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you did a fancy chord at the end.
Did a fancy one at
Those
the end. I
fancy
did one
chords.
of those fancy major to minor 4 chord
I know that's
transitions.
That's too smart for me, man.
Something about that I really like. I don't know. I've done it 2 or 3 times, just like in different songs, because there's something about that sound. That
It's always good to like perk your ear up a little bit. It's like the Beatles like do I Want to Hold Your Hand, like largely. I can't remember what key that song's in. I think it's maybe in the key of C. But you're pretty much playing, your 4 major food groups through the whole song. Your G, C, and D.
Yeah.
And then there's just one B.
That just like is like, hey,
For like one beat at the very end of the song. It's like,
lean in and listen.
It's like a little bit of flavor. I always tell people I know all 3 chords.
All 3 of them. And then that handy dandy capo makes sure I know all of the chords.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about the new album, because that one's on the new album.
Yeah.
The new album came out May 1st.
May 1st.
So just this month.
Yeah.
And it's the 3rd album that you guys have put out as this collective.
Right.
Where did you record it?
So we made it down at the Tank.
You did? Okay.
In Burlington with Ben Collette
Yep.
and Julia Rangel. They engineered, mixed, mastered, the whole shebang. They take care of everything down there, and it's a beautiful room.
Yeah.
Beautiful building, and they're great people to work with. We've actually recorded almost all of the stuff that we've done with the Earthbound Spirits has been done at the Tank.
Yeah.
And
a live
and we
thing
did a
too.
live record
Yeah.
at the Tank too. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a great working relationship, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about them. But
That's cool.
yeah, and very authentic process. Like Ben is perfectly willing to chime in and give some feedback here and there, but like he's not a super like hands-on producery type person. He's much more, I think he thinks of himself much more as an engineer. Like, I want to get really good sounds, and then what we do with those afterward, we'll figure that out. But I just want to get good stuff.
Was he technically the producer, or were you the producer, or are you guys the producer?
We kind of, I credits are a weird thing, you know, like,
I hear you.
especially when it's, we're not putting this thing out and expecting that it's going to blow up and, shatter the earth, right? Like, this is just going to be a thing that hopefully people will, they'll catch it and listen to it a little bit and enjoy the songs. So it's a pretty informal process, and basically I think, Ben would be totally content with me saying I produced the record, but I feel like, he offered enough input along the way that it makes sense for us to have a co-credit as far as production is
little
concerned.
Suggestions like
hey, even
maybe,
if it's like
maybe throw a weird minor fourth chord in. No.
He did not add the minor fourth. I'll take credit for that one. But he was really good at about like for this album in particular of being like, you know what? I got another snare drum. Can we try another snare drum on this particular song? Because it's just like something that sits back a little. That's not quite so like in your face and aggressive, you know, and it fits the sort of laid back vibe of the song a little more.
Yeah.
And, you know, 9.5 times out of 10, he's 100% right. You know, like you should try that. Or,
I mean, he's got the credentials. I mean, for those of you that don't, I'm lying. I have met him, but in a different capacity.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's worked with Fish.
Yeah,
he's like Trey Anastasio's
he was their go-to engineer for a while at the Trey's studio, the barn. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a documentary on Amazon about Trey. I can't remember what it's called. I'm not like the world's biggest Fish fan.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wouldn't say I'm in that boat either.
Yeah, it's just not my thing, but I respect it.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a documentary about like Trey's life basically, and they were recording like a new Fish album, and they were getting ready to go out. And I had just done a singer-songwriter thing in St. Albans for Steve Hartman's Lakeshore Community Event Series.
Oh, nice.
And Ben and what's his wife's name? Or partner's name, I guess.
I could not tell you that. I'll be honest with you.
Anyway, they were the guests. They were the judges or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so I met him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Tank Recording Studios," and I'd read the credentials that he'd worked with Fish, and then like 2 weeks later, I was watching that Trey Anastasio thing, and I'm like,
"There he is!"
Oh.
It's like, "Hey, I know that guy."
Yeah. I haven't been to Tank yet, but it seems like it's getting some wicked traction. Like a lot of people are recording, and the live album stuff.
The live album stuff has been very cool, and I think it's only going to grow for them.
It's such a cool idea.
Yeah, you know, like he's definitely pulled in some folks that have maybe, you know, kind of snagged a little bit more attention, like Cotter Ellis from the band Goose, who are pretty big in the jam scene right now. Like, showed up and just did like a night of completely improvised. Chris Doncaster and I went down to see the show when they were there, and it was just like no plan going into it. It was like
literally a jam.
We know what key we're starting in, and I'm going to start playing a rhythm on the drums, and you guys figure it out. And they went for almost an hour and a half without stopping, like not even like
one
end a
song.
song. Nope, it's just like it just like morphed from one thing into the next thing into the next thing. So that you've got that, and then you've got, you know, like what we did, which was basically go do a show there, you know, for an hour and a half and just play a record, you know, most of the record that we had done prior to this newest one, and then a cover or two and some of the older stuff, and we played, you know, very kind of succinct songs and the way that you'd expect. So like it's all over the place in terms of kind of what's going on there. Yeah.
Speaking of that, like when you track this album, are you tracking some of it live, or is it all?
So
is it a mix?
With the Earthbound Spirits, we always track the basic tracks live in a room together. So we get our drums, bass, the two guitars, and usually at least one set of keys.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's multiple. It's like organ and some piano, or organ and some, you know, like Wurlitzer or something like that. Yeah. And so there'll be an overdub later on. But we like to be in the same room together, like to be sort of like in a big circle facing each other, just so that you can kind of read people and
get the feel of humans working.
It feels more like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like, it's weird to, when you're doing stuff by yourself, it just kind of feels, I don't know, inauthentic in some way or something.
Yeah.
Like, that you're just there producing this thing with all the other stuff already. I mean, you have to do vocals over again, obviously, because you really want to try to nail those down, and it's hard to do that in a room with a bunch of people playing.
Yeah. Are you even doing scratch vocals?
I do scratch vocals, I kind of sing quietly into the microphone and
just as a placekeeper.
Yeah, placekeeper, pretty much.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, because you can tell like the album has a I don't want to use this word, but I'm going to just because of what's been happening lately. But it has a very human feel to it. Like it feels like people in a room playing music, and it's so refreshing to hear that because so much stuff is so like rigid now, like almost surgical.
Yeah.
When you listen to an album, and it's I believe that people can subconsciously tell.
I think so.
I don't think everybody cares.
No.
As much as like you or I might be like, oh, that album's too sterile. Yeah. But most people might not think that.
It's like there's no air in there at all. It's just like everything is so smushed down and perfected, and like I will gladly admit that there are imperfections on all of our records. You know, like like we didn't play any like egregiously sour notes, or, you know, like we'd go back and
you
fix
might
that
redo
if
that,
it was real bad. But like if it's a little bit of a oops, or like our, you know, if the timing is not like spot on, that's the looseness of what a, you know, rock and roll band should be. Go back and listen to, you know, records by the Rolling Stones, and like they're as loose as hell. You know, sometimes you wonder if they're even playing the same song. Maybe they weren't. I don't know.
They might not have been. It depends what era.
Yeah.
There's a I use this example a lot too, but in Neil Young's Harvest, on the very first song, somebody trips over a mic stand. Yeah. And it's in there.
It's in there.
And I don't think, like, I hope that they never remaster it and take that out. Yeah. Because I'm waiting for it every time.
Yeah. You always wonder if like that this will be the time that they just like fix that, you know, problem. And it's like, well, it was never a problem. It was what made it.
It was there.
Feel real and for people, you know.
And for anybody that's worked with microphones on a stage before, it's very clearly what that sound is. I was just like, I remember hearing that when I was like 18 or something, and I was like, oh. But that's, I think if anybody's not going to go back and fix it, it's Neil Young.
Yeah, I mean.
He's a pretty, from what I've been told, he likes to only record the song 2 or 3 times and move on.
Yep, absolutely. And that's another thing, too, that like we find all the time is you play it once, you get a feel. You play it a second time, you start to refine the feel. Play it a third time, probably going to get pretty good.
Pretty low.
And then it might be diminished returns after that, really.
Yeah.
You know, because like the more once you've sort of got it and you've figured out like what you want it to be, you hit it once, maybe twice, and then after that, you get in your head, and now you're trying to do it. You know,
like
as opposed to it happening.
This next time around, I didn't quite.
And then it starts to become that thing, right? And so, like, I think we often find ourselves taking like the third or fourth run of a song and being like, okay, there it is. That's the one. Yeah. That's the foundation of it, and then we can overdub guitar solos and keys and.
I love the organ stuff.
Yeah, Mike.
I'm a sucker for an organ anyway.
Incredible player. Like we were so lucky. We just kind of. So Chris had played with Mike Freed in a Van Morrison tribute band that he was in for a while, and Mike was in that band for a while too. Okay. And they got to know each other. And so when we went to make our second EP, and I was like, I really want it to be more of a like rock-oriented kind of blues and soul sound for this one, because the first EP we made was a little bit more acoustic-y, a little more like folky Americana type stuff, and so the idea was, because that's why we did No Direction Volume 1 and 2, and Volume 1 was going to be more that side of the sound, Volume 2 is more of like the blues and rock thing. And I was like, I really want to have keys. Who could we get to play keys? And he's like, well, I can ask Mike if he wants to do it, and Mike came in just to do the session for the day. And he left a member of the band.
He's a member of the band now. That's perfect.
It was just like it fit so perfectly, and like he was vibing on it, and we were like, man, if you want to do this,
it's perfect.
We'd love to have you. And so since then, he's been the guy.
So this is actually a good time to say, who are the band members? Because 2 of the band members you've played with for eons.
Yeah, right.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Yeah, so the rhythm section is Chris Doncaster on bass, Travis LeBlanc on drums. Those two guys I've known and played music with for almost 25 years now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
It is so crazy to think that.
Makes me feel real old. And then Mike Freed playing keys, and Rudy Doth, who's from Jeffersonville, plays guitar, and he can play pretty much anything. Like, he does a lot of slide work on guitar. He plays mandolin. He did some work on the resonator on our first record. And great singer too. He does some harmony vocals when we play live that sound great. So,
super fun.
Yeah, and Travis does some singing in the band too. You know, he does some of the covers, but he also sings on a couple of the original tunes.
I was gonna say he's singing on one song on your new album.
Yep.
I was like, I was just gonna ask you. Danielle and I were listening to it the other day, and she's known Travis forever because she was roommates with Travis's wife in college.
Yep.
And so she's like, wait, that's Travis's voice.
Yep.
And we're like, oh. I wonder if he just sings a one song like Ringo, and that was it. Like,
gotta throw the drummer one song.
Ringo did, man.
But he did one song on our first and our second EP. He didn't sing anything on the third one.
Yeah.
But yeah, typically, you know, it's always interesting to throw him a song because he will never sing it the way that I do, and that's perfect. That's what I want, right?
Like something different.
Because he's not going to listen to it and try to like nail down my phrasing because it's just not natural to him, and so he's just going to look at the words and he's going to say, how do those come out of my mouth?
But you wrote the song.
I wrote the song, yeah. So it's always interesting to hear somebody else, you know, how they interpret your writing too, and just like how they feel out the melody and that kind of stuff too. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed it was Travis. That's the one thing that's missing with Spotify, and so you can't just look at the song credits now. I mean, it's kind of in there, like if you go to song details.
Yeah, you have to really dig in.
It's not the same.
It's not the same, and like I love that stuff, man. Like, you know, I've still got a huge CD collection. I don't listen to any of the CDs anymore. Like I'm only streaming stuff, but I still have them.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to go back and look at them sometimes.
I don't know if you're like me, but in high school, man, like I would get it, you know, we'd have to drive to like St. J to whatever the name of that music store was in the mall.
Yeah.
Or go to Burlington to like Pure Pop or there used to be Tones and Johnson.
I remember that place.
Like those three places, and you'd buy like whatever albums you could afford on your teenager salary.
Yep.
And then I would just sit in my room, a lot of times with headphones on, and just liner notes, listen to that album over and over again, and like, I don't know. I feel like people don't have the same relationship to music at that age that we did because there's just so much more entertainment, or there's so much more vying for your attention. But
for sure.
But to me, I still love buying an album on vinyl if I can and listening to it. But then at the same time, like whenever I go to a show, I always buy the opening act CD.
Yep.
Just because I know what it's like being the opening act. And I leave it in the wrapper and I listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I buy it just to support them.
So much easier.
And then I download it, and then I'm driving home. Listening to the album I just bought. Oh, my car doesn't even have a CD player anymore.
I know. Same. Like, I think you'd have to hunt for a vehicle that does have a CD player at this point.
You
like,
have to pay extra. You just have to pay extra to get a CD player as an upgrade from a cassette.
Right.
Now you have to pay to get a CD player as an upgrade to a USB? Downgrade.
Downgrade. Yeah, it's almost like a downgrade, right?
Yeah, or not even USB anymore, like Bluetooth now.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, but
it is crazy.
I do miss that a lot.
I do too, because like the stuff that I listened to especially in high school, maybe like middle to high school, and maybe early college, like I know that music inside and out. Doesn't mean it was great, right? Like I can look back on it and go, that probably isn't the best music there ever was, right? But like I know it forward and backward, and like I was invested.
And you knew like all the band members' names, and
I know all about all of that stuff. You know, probably it's taking up too much space in my brain.
Might be. I was talking with Gregory Douglas about this one time, and he was like citing one of his friend's kids or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, what do you like for music?" And like, "Oh, I've got my playlist." Well, what's your favorite song? Song number 4. Who's the artist? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, that's such a departure.
Yeah.
From us being able to tell you who played, not even who the bass player was, who like a guest musician that came in and played the marimba or something was. Like, there's a typewriter sound in that song, and that was the drummer from this band.
Right.
Like that interweaving, it's still there, but you have to look for it. And you have to really be into it.
You have to dig, and I don't know. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel. His name's Rick Beato.
Yeah.
He's pretty, he's become pretty famous, so it's not like I'm turning anybody onto him. But he talks a lot about, in the decades past, there was like the record companies were the gatekeepers, right? And like that was seen as like kind of bad, right? Because it was like, well, they're keeping a lot of people out and only letting certain people in, and it's this kind of arbitrary thing. But now that there's no, like, record companies are almost irrelevant at this point, because anybody can put out their music and get it on streaming.
Yeah. And
get it into anybody's, device so that you can hear it. So you don't necessarily need a record deal, right? Except for the marketing part.
Yeah, and by the time they want you usually don't really need them. Yeah,
you don't really need them all that much, which seems great until you realize that now that means that it's just so flooded with content. Like there's so much stuff on any given streaming service that, like, how do you even begin to navigate stuff, And so, like, I go back to the people that I love, but I find myself struggling to, like, discover new music a lot to times through streaming. Because where do you start? Even begin, right? You know? So I try to listen to, like, certain channels on satellite radio and stuff that play things that are not looking backward, but that are current, and and try to pick up something there where it's like, oh, that's interesting. Who's that? And then, like, pull out the phone and Shazam it and see who it is, so I can because I don't know what to do to, like, go on Spotify or whatever and dig in. Is like
no, and Spotify will also pick up on your habits, so it's going to just feed you stuff that you may already know. Like, you might not necessarily discover new music.
Yeah,
maybe
it's true.
Little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, this probably it sounds like we're yelling, get off my lawn or whatever. But it's not that. It's just that it's different.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't even have the same connection with artists that I love music anymore, because I don't know why. It's not tangible. It's like you're not holding it in your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Paul McCartney put an album out like a year ago. I keep forgetting to listen to it. Mm-hmm. But if it was in the store, I would have bought it and probably listened to it 100 times by now.
Right. Yeah. It's a different thing.
Yeah, it's a.
And I'll go back and listen to this stuff from the past.
Yeah.
Instead of listening to the stuff that's come out since,
I think that's probably a normal human thing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Yeah. Horns. Who did the horns on your album?
So horns were arranged by this really talented guy named Sam Atala.
Okay.
And he played trumpet.
Yep.
And then Avery Cooper played tenor sax on this record.
Nice.
And Avery played on our last studio record. He played bari sax on that record. We had Chris Peterman on tenor, and Connor Young played trumpet on that previous record. So this is the second time we've used a horn section, and
it's neat, man. Like, that was the first thing I said to Danielle, because we put the album on. We were making breakfast a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "There's horns. There's horns. I hope there's horns in more of the album," and they're all over the album.
Yeah, there's
like, I'm a sucker for that, man.
We got them on 3 out of the 9 tracks this time, and that's another part of, like, the whole purpose behind this band was really going to be just like, we're going to record stuff. Yeah. And I was like, I don't even necessarily care if we play live, and then once we started making the music, I was like, I want to go play it live.
Right. Yeah.
But that wasn't the idea. The idea was, like, I got songs. I want to, see what we can do with them. And so each time we go into the studio, and we're back in the studio right now.
Oh,
also.
cool. Oh,
but each time it's like, what's something a little bit different that we can do? And not, again, like it's not going to be like earth shattering. We're going to create this music that no one's ever heard before, but it's like for us, what's something new that we can do?
Yeah.
So adding like the horn section was definitely a step in a slightly different direction that we wanted to hang on to. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you started. So we're going to talk about ETA right now because I feel like this plays into it. But before we do that, you started before the Earthbound Spirits. You did a solo album.
I did do it. Yeah.
You still were using some of the, like Chris and Travis, or was that
Chris played bass on part of that solo record? Yeah. That was sort of like the before I had a fully processed idea of Earthbound Spirits.
Yeah.
Like, because I made the solo record in 2016 into 2017.
Yeah.
And the idea there was like, let's bring together a group of people that I like and enjoy playing with that can make the songs happen.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be a formal band. And so that's how it ended up being sort of a solo record, is that we weren't going to go out and play it live and that kind of stuff. It was just a project that we put together. So I had 3 bass players on that album. Chris
all
played
at the same time.
all at the same time. It was like Spinal Tap, Big Bottom. But Chris played bass. Gary Matthews, who is a dear friend and was my music teacher as a young guy, played on it. And Bill Prue, who's a friend of ours and is the music director at the high school, played on a track. Teacher and dear friend of mine, Brett Hoffman, played drums on that record all the way through. And then the guy that we worked with at his studio, Colin McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you know. Do you know Colin?
I've met Colin a couple times, but I wouldn't say that I know him.
Yeah,
but,
he's
definitely.
He can play absolutely anything with strings and beyond. Like he's an incredible guitarist. He plays mandolin. He's plays
producer too.
Violin. Yeah, he's a great producer. He's got an incredible sense of harmony and sings beautifully. So on that record, he did all he and I together did all the harmony vocals. Yeah. So I did the lead vocal, and then and he played a lot of guitar and fiddle and all kinds of stuff. He played a bunch of stuff on that record.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it was just kind of a mixture of people, and he did it because he was there. So it's like, why not?
Why not? Yeah, exactly.
I'm right here. I'm part of the we're doing this together. So he'd always say, like, if you want me to. And I'm like, yeah. I want you to.
Do you want
Sounds
me to
great.
Want me to lay down a kick-ass guitar solo?
He played some great stuff.
Yeah. It's fun, though, because it gives you... So this is an avenue for, if you're a songwriter like we both are, it's hard to do that when you're playing, weddings and stuff like that. So it was your avenue to do original music, and then just over the years it turned into, now you've got a band.
Yeah, we've got a band, and we've got a couple pockets full of covers that we can play to fill out the night. We're getting more and more original material, so we have to play fewer covers now than we did when we started. But,
I like the choice of covers that you guys do, though, because it's different, because you do like Stevie Wonder and you do Otis Redding and you do stuff that's not your typical I don't want to use the word bar band, but your typical cover.
Yeah, it's not
stuff.
Classic rock's greatest hits quite so much,
Yeah, I mean it still is, but it's like the lesser.
Yeah.
Not the lesser known, but the.
In some ways, I mean, I think I tend to pick out most of the covers. The other guys bring ideas in too, for sure, but. My go-to is always like, if we want to do a song by this artist, let's not pick the one that's going to pop up in the top 5 on Spotify, right?
Right, like if you're going to do Van Morrison, you're not going to do Brown Eyed Girl.
Exactly, we're not doing Brown Eyed Girl. We're going to do something like, I've been working off the St. Dominic. I think that was on the St. Dominic's record, but or something like that. That's it's
fun.
more our vibe.
Yep.
And but I see us, we're sort of more along the lines of like the Joe Cocker kind of thing, and Little Feat, and like bands that, or artists that they definitely are well known, right? I mean, like the Joe Cocker's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you know, and he had hit songs, but like he also isn't one of those artists that you immediately think of.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You know, he was great, you know, incredible performer, had great interpreter of songs, right? But often gets kind of forgotten about a little bit, you know, when it comes to those things. So, you know, we lean a little more in that direction.
Yeah, it's fun. I saw you guys at the Coventry Festival last year, and I'm like, man, I really like their choice of songs. It's like, it's different. I think you even did like a Drive By Truckers song. Yeah. And I was like, all right, it's a deep cut.
Yeah. You know, and that's part of the fun, is just being able to sometimes like pull out something and be like, hey, you may have never heard of this band, but we're going to do a song by them. Yeah. And hopefully you'll go and listen to them after this. Right. Yeah. Hopefully you'll go and listen to us after this too. But
yeah, hopefully. Well, let's go back to where it all started, because like ETA is a cool story. You guys like grew up together, learned to play music together, and are still together, which is like, that's pretty amazing. Yeah. Like, you guys have been together playing music longer than some marriages make it, you know? Yeah. It's I mean, when did you meet each other because you were playing music, or was it one of those things where like you wanted to play music, so one of you was like, I'll play bass?
It was a little like that. Yeah. I mean, when we started playing, so I grew up from the time of birth good friends with the Shanier family, and Adam played guitar in ETA for a long time, and still does on occasion. And so I was already connected to him and his brother Josh, and Travis LeBlanc is their cousin, and so I kind of knew of him, you know, even though I didn't really know him or his family all that well, but I knew of him. And meanwhile, I'm growing up in Irisburg, going to school, and there's this nerdy little kid who is a grade behind me that's just always like running around and making lots of noise and stuff, and I'm always thinking, I wonder what that kid's going to do with his life. And that's Chris Doncaster. And so I knew Chris from the time, you know, he was like 5 years old too, because he was in kindergarten, I was in first grade, and we just went up through school together, you know. And so as we got into like school band and stuff, we got to know each other more from like a musical perspective. And then when we started just like jamming in wherever, you know, whatever basement or space we could, it was like Travis played drums. And unfortunately, Josh also played drums, so we had two drummers and we didn't need them. So Travis kind of learned how to play guitar a little bit. But then he also had me playing guitar, and Adam played guitar, so we didn't really need a third guitarist either. We needed a bassist. So my dad played with us for actually quite a while. Oh, wow. When we first started playing. That's cool. He had played in bar bands way back in the 70s, you know. And so he had to like kind of learn how to play a bunch of stuff. Hadn't played for years. So he got it out, and props to him. And that's interesting. Tons of appreciation to him, because we wouldn't have been able to go and do it otherwise. Yeah. But then, as Chris started to get to a point where he was like ready to play and wanted to do it and could, then we sort of swung in that direction and
kicked the old man out of the band.
Dad was like,
have it,
all yours. Right?
I'm sick of staying up till 3 a.m.
he enjoyed doing it, but he definitely he always understood that like this is until they can figure something out.
Well, and Chris like comes from a lineage of bass players, like his uncles. Yeah. His
John
uncle
and Jesse.
Yeah, so his uncle John was my bass player in high school. Yeah. And who learned from Jesse. Yeah. Similar-ish thing. Yeah. sort of. Like, we needed a bass player. And John was like, well, my brother plays bass. He can teach me how to play. But like, yeah, they're all fantastic bass players. Like, there's a gene like running through their blood or something. That's
absolutely.
That's like it would probably look like the bass clef if you looked at the DNA.
Really talented family, and Chris's aunt Sarah is she's a great composer, and she's a music educator too. And who else was in that band with you in high school?
Micah Carbonneau.
Micah?
Yeah, and Jared Carbonneau.
All right. So, like, all the people who are still involved in music, which is, you know, it's awesome to think that, you know, you can sustain that into,
it's so cool.
kind of the second phase of your life, or whatever you want to call it, you know?
Yeah. But we'll go through periods where we'll get together and do a handful of shows and then not see each other for 5-6 years and then do it again. But, like, you guys have been playing right along. I mean, I know there's iterations of it. There's like the trio version. Yeah. And there's the
trio version is pretty much the version now. You know, like Adam's definitely busy. You know, he's started a nice little family, and so he's got lots of family things to tend to and that stuff going on. And he lives down in it's like not like it's another planet or something, but he lives in Lindenville, and it's like there's something about
that's far enough away.
Like, you know, you get up and over the heights. It's a haul, you know. So
especially like to come up and play in Newport for a night and not get home until
and get home late possibly and that kind of thing. Yeah. So the trio has kind of become the thing, and a lot of times, you know, you end up. You know, the scene has changed so much too. Not to get us way off track, but like
that's fine. That's my MO is to get off track.
But like, you know, it used to be that you did play, you know, a 4-hour gig in a bar at night, and now it's like you're more likely going to get a gig where you're comfortably but sort of crammed in a corner while people are having dinner, right? Like you're going to play in the corner down at the east side or up at the tavern or.
But you'll be done by 10.
That's the good part.
That's
right?
awesome. Yeah.
That's the part that we love. But you know, how do you like? It's close quarters for a 3-piece band with, you know, even when Travis brings the smallest drum kit he possibly can.
Right. Yeah.
You know, he basically brings a kick drum and a snare drum and one cymbal, and it's still, you know, pretty tight. What are you gonna do with a fourth guy? You know, and you know, budgets are tight for people too, and so, you know, it's, you know, how do you justify being able to play for a certain amount of money and then having to split it a certain number of ways, and so there, you know, there's all kinds of factors that go into sort of where it's ended up, but I mean, and it's not that we haven't changed anything, but a lot of what we're doing now we were doing when we started.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, like the song list is not drastically different than.
But those are the songs that people want to hear.
People love them.
I tell people a lot because I've never done a lot of covers. I've kind of done the solo folk thing for years, but when I do have a band, people ask me, like, oh, you know, like, I'm having a wedding. Does your band want to play at my wedding? I'm like, I'm not the guy for it. Like, it's not like, but I would rather be up front.
Right, sure, yeah.
Because I don't know how to, I mean, I know how to play Sweet Home Alabama, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 chords. That's all you need.
You'll get through it, but.
Right, but like, I don't have that backlog. You're able to have that backlog where you could play a wedding.
Oh for sure. Yeah, we got a couple this summer. You know, and
they pay.
It's
but
you know.
But I really dig the Earthbound Spirits for the somewhat departure of that.
Yeah,
and I think it's fun.
For me, it was like, it kind of hit a point where I was like, coming out of the pandemic especially, right, and being just like locked away for so long, I was like, I can go one of two routes. I can split my time between doing more original music and continue with the ETA thing, or I can just scrap it all because I can't go back to just playing other people's stuff anymore. Yeah. Like it's a point in time where it's like you need those big things sometimes to like wake you up and make you realize like, I've really wanted this for a while.
Yeah.
And so now I'm going to make it happen because things can go sideways overnight. All that seemed like overnight, and you never know if you'll be able to play it all again, right? So it's like I'm not gonna waste any more time, and let's make this happen. And so it's worked out okay to split between the two.
Yeah.
And it makes it more fun to go back and do the covers now because
you're not doing it
it's not every single time that you're playing those covers. So. And we did do one album of original stuff with ETA.
I remember that. What year was that? Because I had the CD.
2014.
Yeah,
so
maybe. Travis might have given me this.
Over 10 years ago now.
Yeah,
but,
so crazy.
But that took more than 10 years for us to get to a point where we did that.
Yeah.
And then we play a couple of those songs live.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to. That's one thing that not a lot of people talk about. Playing original music is easy to find the audience. I suppose. Mm-hmm. It's got to be it has to be the right event or the right venue or the because and you can't blame it. People go out on the weekends to let off some steam, and they want to hear the songs they know. You know?
They want to be able to sing along and recognize what they're listening to.
But man, when you find a place that lets you kind of scratch that itch of being an artist, it's so much fun and
tons.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it like in a self-indulgent way, like
no, not at all.
Create my art, but it's it's fulfilling. Not that playing music isn't fulfilling anyway. But,
no, it is, but it's a different, like you said, you're scratching a different itch, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not just to play, but it's to play and to feel like you're building something, it's the same thing for me going into the studio. And, I always bring songs.
Yep.
So like in advance of going to the studio, the guys will have my demo of my poor playing of what the song is in my brain, right?
So they know what the melody is.
So they know, they just generally the roadmap. But I always say that like that thing is just meant to provide sort of like the blueprint, right? Or the metaphor I use most often is like I build the frame of the house, and then they finish it and decorate it for me.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Because what I'm bringing is like here are the chords, here are the lyrics and the melody. But all the stuff that makes it a real song is what all those other, the other guys bring to the table. Yeah. And they flesh it out in such beautiful ways that I wouldn't be able to do that on my own. So, and it's kind of that's the itch that you scratch from writing and playing your own music, that you don't get to have that feeling when the song was already written for you.
Right, because you need to kind of do it as true as possible.
Yeah.
True enough that people know what's up.
That's what they want, right?
I mean, I saw Bob Dylan. I've seen Bob Dylan a number of times, but this one time in particular cracks me up because it wasn't I've seen Bob Dylan 5 times, and one of them was a good concert. So the band is always good.
Oh yeah, he has great bands.
But when we were leaving, these people were like, man, he didn't play The Times They Are Changing. He didn't play, Tangled Up in Blue. And he did. He played all those songs. Yeah. It's just they didn't recognize.
They didn't even recognize him. Yep.
And I love that. And Bob Dylan certainly doesn't care what the audience thinks. He
does not at all.
But you can't do that.
Yeah,
unless you're Bob Dylan.
I was gonna say you gotta be somebody like Bob Dylan to get away with that for very long.
You didn't even play Tangled Up in Blue. I'm pretty sure it was the second song.
Right.
But oh man, I'll see. How long have we been going? Because I do tend to go for a long time. That's kind of what I do. But I do want to have you sing again.
Sure.
But I also want to talk about the stuff you do in the community, because you do a lot of community stuff. You're doing some songwriting workshops now.
Yeah, I've done
which is cool.
A couple rounds of those. I mean, I'm not an expert. I just do it, So basically, my workshops, when I do them, are just an opportunity for people who are curious, or maybe dabbling, to hear somebody else's approach that might trigger a little something for them of like, oh, I haven't tried that before, or maybe I'll think of it that way next time.
Yeah.
Because I certainly don't have I don't know about you. Do you have like a go-to process for writing songs?
Not really.
Yeah.
Other than I was going to ask you the same question. So we'll just kind of do other than playing guitar, coming up with like a chord progression or like a little riff, and then just spouting nonsense words until the melody forms. That's pretty much what I do.
Yep.
But there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm always jealous of the people that can like write lyrics and then come up with a cool melody from those lyrics. I can't. I've done it, but it's very rare. But I can't. I can't like say, oh, I'm gonna write a song today.
Yeah.
That never works.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be the most inconvenient time, like 1:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I just gotta put my guitar away. Oh, damn it! And then you're up till 3.
Yeah.
How do you write? Are you?
It depends. Like there are times where like lines come to me, like and I'll just write them down.
Yeah.
And then try to build a song out of those.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's what you described of just like playing through some stuff on the guitar and trying to find something that kind of works, and you just hum along or whatever to to have some sort of a melody form.
Yeah.
On this last record that we did, there was one song in particular where it was the horn line. Like I could just hear the horn line in my head.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, okay, that's cool. Let's build a song around that,
Yeah.
and so it kind of depends. Stuff that I'm working on now, like one song in particular was very much a rhythm oriented thing of like, I want a certain beat to like a New Orleans funk kind of beat to this, like we haven't done something like that. And so like, you start there with like, what's the rhythm section going to sound like? And then build up into, like,
Do you find that you let the song steer you, or do you try to steer the song? Or is it a little bit of both?
I think more often than not, I kind of bend to it.
Yeah. It's funny, because I think most writers would say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if authors that write books are the same way.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe like the characters at some point kind of take over and you just have to like follow the characters where they go. And
I do feel like self-conscious sometimes though, because like for me, I just have to randomly say words, and sometimes like I'll be doing it and I'll be like, it's like Danielle in the other room thinking I sound like an idiot. He's just saying like a bunch of gibberish.
Is he reading the dictionary? What's he doing in there?
That doesn't even make sense. That's not even a real sentence. Yeah, the process is so different for different writers. What's the interest been like as far as people coming and like, are people coming with songs that like they've written or how's?
I mean, so far the workshops that I've been a part of have been really small.
Yep.
And it's been mostly people who are like, I've always wanted to try that, but I really don't know where to even begin.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they need permission, so I always think of it as if you're not necessarily like a musician, if you don't think of yourself as a musician, it's really hard to be a songwriter because you don't have that thing that we have where we can pick up the guitar and
just mess around.
Yeah, and mess around, right? Because these folks are coming in mostly, I would say, thinking of songwriting as lyric writing.
Yep.
So they're really more interested in the words, Yeah. And so then it gets a little tricky when you do a workshop because it's like, well, the words are good, but you also have to have...
You gotta have a melody.
...parameters that the words are going to fit into.
Right.
Because you can, for stream of consciousness, write all kinds of words, but, without any...
Structure.
Yeah, structured, the melody and some rhythm and figure out your phrasing and things like that, because otherwise it's just poetry, right? Like that's what you're writing poetry.
Yeah.
This isn't a poetry workshop, it's a songwriting workshop, so we got to think about some of those other things too.
Yeah.
And one of the thing that's kind of fun that we did at the last one was to think about like the vocabulary of genres. I don't know if you ever think about that, but like if you're writing a country song,
Yep.
there is clearly going to be certain vocabulary that
Right.
you're probably going to lean toward a little bit, right?
Sure, yeah.
Some people lean into it really heavy.
Like too much.
But if you're going to write, something that's stylistically different, there may be a different vocabulary. If you're writing folk music, tends to be thought of as a little bit more like, I don't know, elevated or,
Yeah.
highbrow than
Yeah.
like what country music would be, right?
Right.
Country music is more organic and like,
Life stories.
yeah, blue collar kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and so, and it's not that one's good, one's bad, or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just that like people go about writing those songs differently, I would imagine, because they have a different sound to them, and
Sure.
they have a different audience, and a lot of times. And,
That is, yeah, and rock's gonna be like its
Yeah.
own. Yeah. that's
depending on what
interesting.
kind of rock music you're doing. So like my thing now is in terms of like me steering it or it steering me.
Yeah.
The one thing I try to do is to like sneak words in to songs that I don't ever hear in songs.
Oh, so like you'll have a word, like a
Yeah.
word of the
Yeah.
a word of the day that you try
Kind
to
of
get
thing.
in there.
Like
Oh,
just
that's
like I've never heard that. Like the song I played earlier, I'm not even sure that perplexion is a word. I don't know if that's
Oh.
a real word or not, but it's in my song,
Sounds like one.
and it
Yeah.
fit the rhyme scheme, and it's something I've never heard in a song before. So I
funny.
just jammed that word in there, like
Oh, that's cool.
like to be perplexed. That you're
That's a neat
experiencing.
idea. Devaney and I used to do that on the radio.
Oh, radio.
We'd write a word on a sticky note and slide it to the
Yeah.
other one, and like whatever we were talking about, we had to fit that word in.
the word.
Yeah. I've never thought about doing that for writing a song.
It's just it's like what can like prompt you to think about something a little bit different, maybe,
Yeah.
or try it. My crowning achievement so far was fitting the word acquiesce into a song.
I don't even know what that word means.
Just to like make things peaceful, kind of like
Okay.
to calm things. Yeah, and it's a word that I've never heard in
A
a
song.
song before, but is the title of an Oasis song.
Oh, is
So
it?
that's where it's a B-side. But
Oh, wow, I don't
yeah,
even know that.
I was deep into Oasis, just to talk about like you're going deep into liner notes
Sure,
in
yeah.
high school and stuff.
What's the word again?
Acquiesce, yeah. ACQUIESCE. Yeah.
Huh.
So it's just like you never hear that word.
How did you? What's the line that you
Yeah.
snuck in?
I don't know if I can even think of
It's
it right
tough.
now.
Like
It's in the song "All the Love You Need." That's the song.
Okay.
Off of "Free Will Becomes Fate," and it's
Okay.
in there.
I just realized as I asked him that question that it's really hard for an artist to pick a line from the middle
Out
of
of
the song
context.
because you know the song from the top down. It's almost like this automatic thing where like
Yeah.
like oh my god, like have you ever been on stage and you've started a song and you're like shit, what's the first line? I just need the first line. Because once you get the first line, you have the whole song.
Yeah, then you're good.
Yeah, so like picking a line from the middle of the
I
song.
can absolutely think of
Yeah, that was
specific times when that happened.
Yeah.
The line is, "There is space for us all to acquiesce." That's what.
Wow.
Now it came to me as you were
That's
talking, but yeah, no, I've definitely had that happen a bunch of times where it's like you're repeating that opening riff over and over and over,
Yeah,
and
you're
your
just like,
brain
"Come
is
on,
just
man."
like, I just need that one word or that first couple of words.
That's the worst. I luckily Danielle can like kind of be my secret weapon because sometimes she knows my lyrics better than I do, and I'll be like, I want to do another song, and
Yeah,
then I think like I feel like I've touched almost on everything that I
Yeah.
wanted to talk about, but we'll talk about more like with like shows you've got coming up and stuff.
Sure.
But now I'm gonna do the dork thing, and we're gonna talk about that guitar.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen one yet. Those are the new Martin thingies, aren't they?
Yeah.
Newish. I mean,
It's
like,
newish. Yeah. I think I got it about a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, year and a half ago.
I can't remember what they're called, but I know they were like some people, Martin traditionalists.
Yeah.
Were like, blasphemy! It's
Yeah.
got a weird cutaway.
It has a very cool cutaway, and it's it's thin line.
Yeah, it's
Fairly thin line,
it's super
so
thin.
So it's easy for me to, wrap myself around it and play it.
Yeah.
I'll be 100% honest. Like, if you want to talk acoustic guitars, you got the wrong fella.
Yeah, no, I know you're primarily
I'm not
electric,
super acoustic, but this is the best acoustic guitar I've ever owned in terms of just the playability of it, and it feels nice. It's kind of a little bit of a short scale neck too. It's not, I'm not having to reach way down to play, and so.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what Martin made it for, because you're primarily an electric guitar
guy. I'm
guy.
Mostly an electric player,
And I think that's exactly the market that Martin was going for, because like one of the big things, like so many electric guitar players were playing Taylors because they're so easy to play, and because Taylor makes guitars similar to that. But I love how Martin just like shifted it and almost made it look like an offset electric guitar.
It's really
like it's not look like a Jaguar, but
it's got kind of that vibe.
Yeah, right? It's kind of like something Cobain would have played if he could have.
And the thing that I love, well, so I was like, I've never been one to like buy really expensive equipment. Like I'm just not gonna go out and drop $2,500 on a guitar or whatever. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, I should own one really decent acoustic guitar and then just like take care of it for the rest of my life,
Yeah, or even for tracking too.
Yeah.
Right?
So when I was like, I'm gonna buy a real guitar, and when I went to pick it up, I was like, I don't want one that looks like every other one.
Right.
I don't want something that just looks like the Martin that everybody plays, or the Taylor that everybody plays. So I almost, I certainly played it and liked the way it played, but I almost picked it more because of just the finish
it's
on
funky.
it.
Yeah,
because it's a little different. So that I could be like, at least I know it's mine, right? Like if.
Yeah. I hadn't seen one in person yet. I'm kind of a big acoustic guitar dork, so I watch all this stuff, and I've seen a ton of videos on that. So when you pulled it out of the case, I was like, oh. Yeah. I get to hear, I've heard them on YouTube videos. But that's the market. Is it a shorter scale, almost like a...
It's a little bit short. It's not...
It looks shorter.
Super noticeably short, but it's shorter. And it just allows, for me, it's a lot easier on me in terms of just being able to play it for an entire show, and that kind of thing. And being able to comfortably, position my hands, because my fingers aren't really in shape for acoustic guitar all that much.
That's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
I'm actually going to say this for David Smith, who's watching the show right now. He's always telling me, he's like, man, you need to be a man and play an electric guitar. And I'm like, do you know how much harder it is to play an acoustic guitar?
It is hard on the fingers to play acoustic guitar. Yeah. By the end of the night, my fingers are a little sore when we do acoustic gigs, and that's not the case for electric stuff. Yeah.
I actually play on my Telecaster 12s.
Do you?
With a wound G string.
Yeah.
And everybody that picks up my Telecaster,
what are you doing?
It's like, because you expect
Who are you, Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yeah, you expect to pick up a Telecaster and be like, oh, this plays like butter, and mine plays like yogurt. But it's because my muscle memory is so ingrained in playing an acoustic guitar that if I play a guitar with nines or whatever, I'm going to be sharp all day. I won't get that guitar to intonate,
bending constantly,
my hand just
or breaking strings left and right.
Yeah. But I've been looking at that guitar. I'm curious about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Martin's going to be able to take over the Taylor market, because boy did Taylor saturate themselves in that. But
they've done really
competing,
well.
Man. Paul Reed Smith makes a guitar similar to that.
The thing with Martin is, compared to Taylor, and again, this is my limited knowledge, right? As a not really an acoustic guy, but there's just like a certain level of warmth to a Martin that seems to be less there with Taylor stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base.
No, I agree with you.
And you'll get
I agree with you,
hate in the comments or something because
I bring on all the I'll be I'll diss on Taylor.
To my ear, there's just like a little bit more of a warmth. Even with something like this that has a narrower body and stuff, it has just like a little bit of something to it. And the electronics in it are great. You know, it's an acoustic electric, and so.
Yeah, and it's definitely X-brace. Like you can see that X-bracing in there. But it's an interesting X-bracing for Martin because it's a smaller guitar, so they had to. You can kind of see it in the sound hole. So this is the dork stuff that I like talking about. But yeah, I have a Taylor guitar. Mm-hmm. Taylors are known for they cut through the mix. That's why you see so many, especially country musicians playing them now. Sure. But I remember I had just gotten a Martin guitar, and I was recording my album that has not come out yet. It's close. It's coming out this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that a promise? Are you making people a promise right here, right now, that it's coming out this year?
Yes.
You heard it here first.
So I'm recording it with, do you know Aaron Carr?
Yeah.
So I'm recording it at his place.
Nice.
And the way he's got his studio set up, he can't see into the sound booth. Like he's in his control room and there's a wall. And he'd be like, all right, tune up that Taylor. And I'd be like, look, man, like, let me just, like, play my other guitar and you tell me. And so then it became a joke. I brought 4 guitars with me. And he's like, all right, you play the guitars and I'll tell you which one. Because he's going purely by sound. Mm-hmm. And Taylors are almost EQ'd the way engineers would love them. Because it takes out some of that woofy mid-range that they're going to EQ out anyway. Yeah. Every frigging time, no matter what order I put all the guitars in, as soon as I strummed the Taylor, he was like, that's the one that you're using on this record. And I was like, damn it! And I love the guitar, but I really wanted to play my Martin on it. And he was just like, he's like, you can play that, but I'm just going to like pull all those frequencies out. So just play the Taylor. Yeah. I was like,
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, if you want it to cut through the mix, that is something that it absolutely will do.
Yeah, right? And one time I even showed up to his house with just the Martin, and he was like, "Go back home and get your Taylor." I'm like, "All right,
backfired on
it's
you.
in the car." Well, let's hear a song on that, Martin.
Hear another something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this from the new album or is it a deep
what do you
cut?
want? What do you want? You want a deeper cut, or you want something off the new record, or what?
Nah, let's do something off the new record.
What'll tickle Todd's fancy here today?
Well, I can tell you my 3 favorite songs on your record.
Okay.
Wash Away.
Okay.
I really, really like. The last one, I'm going to get is it By and By?
By and By, yeah.
I think that's my favorite song on the record.
Yeah, that's actually was on my solo record.
Was it really?
Yeah. The lyrics changed just slightly. It was much more of an acoustic-y kind of tune on that record. But
I don't know as if I've ever heard
blues
that
rocked it out on this one. And
I love it. I think it's great. It's just got like a...
It's kind of how I envisioned it back then, but it didn't fit the vibe of that project at the time, so we did it differently. And so I was like, well, let's pull that one out of retirement and do it again the way I imagined it, more like a Black Crowes kind of thing.
Yeah, it's got this groove. And then my other favorite song on the album is it called It's Not the Same as Love?
Yeah. No, It's Not the Same as Love.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 favorite on the album. They're the only 3 songs I like. No, I'm just kidding.
The others are trash.
But I don't know how those translate to playing solo acoustic.
We can do Wash Away.
Okay.
That goes okay.
Yeah, because the other 2 kind of have this like...
Yeah, the others are pretty riff-oriented.
Yeah, they are pretty
it's a little bit harder to do solo, but...
Yeah, let's do Wash Away. I like that one a lot. And that's like the 2nd song on the album?
That is the 2nd song on the album, yeah.
Look at me remembering
You know stuff. Ain't it surprising how the more we learn, the more we still need to know? Ain't it amazing how we always seem to find a way to get where we need to go? But it's hard living each day. It's hard, but you know we're gonna be okay. Ain't it a wonder how we spend our lives trying to find a better way? Oh yeah. Ain't it trip now. How we take a deep breath and the troubles seem to wash away. Ain't it a shame now that we find the time to work, but we don't find the time to play? But it's hard living each day. But it's hard, but you know we're gonna be okay. Ain't it amusing how we spend our lives trying to find a better way? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. Oh yeah. We'll make it through, come what may. But may, yeah. It's surprising how the more we learn, the more we still need to know. Whoa, don't know. This is when Rudy plays a great solo that I don't know how to play.
You can just comment.
Woo! But it's hard living each day. Yes, it's hard, but you know we're gonna be okay. Ain't it a wonder how we always seem to find a way to get where we need to go? Oh, no, no.
Yeah. Right. He did something that I've never done. Played 2 songs in a row without a capo.
Or a pick. I realized I didn't have a pick either.
Oh my God, I have plenty of picks.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was thinking
Good for my
about
fingers.
running to grab a harmonica when he said that the solo, but then I was like, I don't know if I have the right pitch in here. I've got a harmonica right there.
Do you? Is it in D?
It might be in
It might
D.
be in D?
It might be. It might be. I don't know what's sitting over there.
Yeah.
Man, I always say that I'm going to keep these interviews to 45 minutes, and we've gone way over that. So I want to ask you about 2 more things, and
Sure.
then we'll wrap it up. And because it is a Sunday morning show, I'm sure people have other things they want to do on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And of course, you don't need to watch this show live. It's on the tubes.
It's
and all
on the
that.
tubes.
I want to talk about like shows that you have coming up. But first, I want to talk about the Stephen Kellogg, because we were talking about that earlier. That's like super cool. You got to open for Stephen and this winter sometime, right?
Yeah, that was it was a cool experience. And he was such a nice guy.
Yeah.
You always wonder kind of like how those things will go. Like you hope for the best, but you've done it far more than I have. Well-established musicians, like they could be the friendliest guys in the world, or they could want really nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
you
might
just
not
happen
even
to be there.
You might not even meet him.
Yeah. And so we were backstage at Spruce Peak in Stowe, and I was just hanging out in the dressing room with Troy Millette, who was also on that show.
Yeah.
And we were kind of chit-chatting, and Troy took off to go, I think, order some dinner or something.
Yeah.
And Steven just kind of walked in and was like, I don't mean to like interrupt your time or anything, but like I don't love being by myself backstage, and I would much rather be like around people. And so
That's
I was
cool.
like, not at all. So
and
he
man,
came
he's
in
been doing it for
forever, like a long time. And so he just came in and sat down, and we just
that's sweet, man.
we're just chatting for probably half an hour backstage before the show, and talked to very little about music, honestly.
I know,
like we
right?
talked about his writing, and he's done stand-up comedy stuff, and so he was talking about that a little bit, and he was kind of thinking about like, because this was the kickoff, not official kickoff, but like kind of kickoff to his little tour that he was doing, that was a run up to his 3,000th show.
Oh man.
And so he was
cool.
kind of reflecting a little bit on like, so when I hit 3,000, then what? Like,
Then
what is
what?
that? You know, like, am I done? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
'cause
interesting.
like we were talking about, things have changed so much, right? And so
Yeah.
he's, you know, seeing it and feeling it of like how the music industry's changed, how live shows have changed, you know, like rooms that he used to easily pack are, you know, harder to pack now. because
Interesting.
People aren't going out and doing stuff. So
Yeah.
he was really honest and really,
Wow.
you know,
That's
genuine,
cool.
and I had a great time. So check out Stephen Kellogg if you've never heard his music. Great singer-songwriter.
We were talking before the cameras roll. Like, I consider him to be like in that sweet spot because they have like this following no matter where they go in the country, but they're like we would say him. We would say like Adam Ezra is in that group, or Ryan Montbleu. Like, they're not necessarily household names, but they're gonna get a couple hundred people to show up wherever they go.
No matter where they go.
That's like perfect.
Yeah.
This is kind of a funny story, but so we did a show in Massachusetts. It was with Livingston Taylor.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, his brother's James, and the staff, like the kitchen staff, couldn't come out and like be part of the show, right?
Yeah.
So they didn't actually even know what he looked like. They were like making dinner the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're after they're eating and they're like, man, I feel sorry for him. Like, he has to live in his brother's shadow and all this stuff. And Livingston walks over and he's, hi, Livingston Taylor. And you see their faces go white or whatever. And he takes it in such stride. He's like, look, I want to tell you about some stuff that I can do that my brother can't do. I can go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I can go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
I can go for a ride and just walk around in a mall. My brother can't do any of that stuff. And in typical Livingston fashion, he goes, now my brother may have a private jet, but I have a Cessna and I can fly it myself. And don't worry, I'm still rich. But like,
I'm not hurting. It's
yeah,
fine.
but in that point there, like, I think there's some real quality to having some sort of anonymity. Like, Stephen Kellogg could walk into the East Side, and most people, you might know who he is.
Yeah.
I'm honestly don't even know if I'd recognize him. I've seen him once.
Sure.
At Falcon Ridge Folk Festival.
Yeah.
I'd probably recognize him.
You might.
But there's going to be something to that.
Yeah, I think there is, and that it's an interesting. I went over to the Highland Center in Greensboro a little while back, and Grace Potter did a like emerging artists roundtable kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I think I see you in the video.
Yeah, when she comes back, they're going to do that again. Yeah, Steve Hartman was there.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say like emerging artists might be like a misleading thing. It's like just like artists coming together, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve's been doing it forever, right? You know, like he's not an emerging artist. He's been doing stuff for a long time. So
years, yeah.
I would say get on the list because I think you would love it.
I honestly, I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But if I knew about it,
they're going to come back around again.
We should carpool.
We should carpool over. Because,
I would love to go.
But she asked everybody to write down on a card, like, if you could be doing exactly what you want to be doing to the, you know, like the number of people you want to be doing it with, what would that be? Write it down on the card. And that was the first time that I ever really thought about that, of like, you know, what do I want to be doing, and how you know, like how big would I want it to be? Like, do I? And I don't.
Do I want to be like Noah?
Yeah, I don't want to be Noah Kahn.
Selling out
really,
Gillette Stadium? That's crazy.
I can't stand those shows. Like, I can't go to those shows as an audience member because like the sound isn't great, and like that's what I want to hear.
Yep.
I want to hear good music, and like it's just too many people, and like I've lived in the kingdom too long. I don't want to do that.
I don't think Noah would admit it right now, but I think even he would agree.
Probably.
I think it's a little much.
It probably is.
I think like a few hundred people's a good.
I know, like if you can tour around playing venues that are like somewhere between, maybe like, to use local examples, Higher Ground and the Flynn, somewhere in between there, you know, like 500 to a couple thousand.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's beautiful. Like that would be right up my alley. You know what I mean? Like that would be so much fun because you can still like feel like you're with people.
Yeah, I feel like Grace is like in between that, right? Like she could do much bigger stuff or much.
She
more
goes
intimate.
and does these festivals where there's tens of thousands of people there, but then she'll play theater shows when it's just her.
Yeah.
To a couple thousand. So it's like
that is an interesting thing.
It's just a thing to think about.
Did anybody?
Everybody wants to make it big, but what
is big
what
to
does
you?
Big mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Is big playing in the major leagues or is big playing? Yeah. Huh. Did anybody write down that they wanted to have a residency in Vegas?
I don't remember anybody saying. I think everybody was trying to be really like.
I feel like Wayne Newton's a sweet spot.
Realistic.
You just get like a hotel that you can live at for 30 years.
Yep. And just never even have to leave the building.
Yeah, just people come to see you.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that and I forgot, but and Stephen Kellogg too, just to go back to him.
Yeah.
Great songwriter.
Great songwriter. Yeah.
Doesn't
really
have a hit on the radio or anything.
No, he never had really, I mean, like college radio kind of stuff, but like he never had anything that even got close to like a top 40 hit.
That TED Talk maybe.
Oh yeah, that was probably, he's better known for that and it's like stand-up special on Amazon Prime.
Actually, I need to watch the stand-up special.
He is really funny. He's a great storyteller. I mean,
that's one of those things like we were talking about. Like I was saying how I've been meaning to listen to the Paul McCartney album for like a year. I've been meaning to listen to Stephen Kellogg's comedy for so long. I got to do it.
Yeah. He's got that thing like you've got that I don't have, which is like, how do you stand up there with a guitar, play a song, and then fill space between those songs?
Oh, right.
You're really good at the storytelling part of it. Like I can write stories into songs fairly well, I think, but I'm not as good at it's not even really banter. Like I think what you do is more than banter. I see it as something beyond banter.
I don't know how to explain it.
It's not just how you doing tonight, everybody? How you feel? You guys feeling good? Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I can tell you this. It's never planned, and if something is planned, it usually doesn't go well. Like if I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this, like I don't know how to. Stephen is very much. We saw him at the Falcon Ridge Folk Festival, and it was. I didn't know who. I had no idea who he was.
Yep.
And he just came out. This is a pretty big crowd back in those days, like 1,500 people.
Yeah.
And just had everybody laughing, crying, singing along, and we were just like, "Holy crap! Who is this guy?"
Yeah.
It was so good, and then we ended up running into him the next day.
Did you really?
He was just walking around like the vendors.
Yeah.
And we just went up. We didn't talk to him for very long, but he was super
good
cool
dude.
to talk. He didn't. He wasn't like.
Right. Yeah. No. He's very welcoming, and I probably some of that comes with age. I would imagine.
Maybe,
he's been around a while, and like he's got an appreciation for people that care enough to come up and.
Yeah.
Say hi and stuff, but like.
What a good problem to have.
I know.
Right? Somebody come up to me and be like, I just want to say I love what you do.
Right?
You do?
That does not happen often.
No.
Definitely does not.
Not usually. It's usually the opposite.
Right?
For me. I don't know about you, but for me it's usually like I can't believe.
Right?
I can't believe that you don't know how to play wagon wheel.
Right?
What the hell is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Without a capo.
Without a capo. I can't do anything without a capo. Full disclosure, I know how to play wagon wheel.
You should not admit that on camera.
I'm not going to play it. Yeah, I shouldn't. I mean, nope.
Never heard of it.
So what's the... I looked at your website. You guys have a ton of stuff. Well, it's not all Earthbound Spirits, right? Some of it's solo, some of it's...
Yeah, I mean...
You got a busy schedule coming up.
the summer is going to definitely be busy. Like wintertime was quiet, and that was partially intentional. You know, like I don't really want to be traveling all, because another part of the Earthbound Spirits is, you know, absolutely want to bring the music here, but also ETA has been very much a kingdom band. Like, we don't travel all that much, right? It's like definitely northern half of the state of Vermont, and so the Earthbound Spirits is definitely more of a out and about kind of band. So we're doing stuff down in the central part of the state and Stowe Waterbury area and Burlington. And we're doing some stuff down in the southern part of the state near Hartford, Queechee, that area. Doing some stuff across the line into New Hampshire, and doing Jeezum Crow up here. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
you're doing Wednesdays on the waterfront.
Doing
too,
Wednesdays
right?
on the waterfront again. Yeah. So we'll and
for our local
for
audience.
our locals. So I'll make just a quick connection here of one of the things that I think about, because we've done Wednesdays a couple of years now with the Earthbound Spirits, and again, I don't want to repeat myself. Like, I don't want it to just show up and. It's them again this year, and I remember when they played that song last year, right?
Oh yeah.
So, got some new covers to try out for sure, but also we're in this new studio called Destroy Audio in Wolcott, working on a project right now, and the project, a little like sneak peek for your audience, is the theme of it is basically inviting in friends, musical friends to do guest work.
Okay.
So every song on the EP is going to have at least one guest.
Oh, that's fun.
On it, either singing or playing something or whatever the case. Right. So we still got the core of the band playing most of it.
But you're bringing different flavors.
Bringing different people in. And I really want this to be sort of like our first two EPs, like a part 1, part 2. And so hopefully at Wednesdays on the Waterfront, some of those guests will join us and do the new songs.
That would be cool.
Try them out and see how they go. So something a little bit different. And,
sweet.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
The summer is going to be busy.
I'm trying to remember. I looked at this.
We are the
August? You're the last one.
Wednesday. Yeah. So
it's not August. It's end of July.
Yeah, it is. No, it's August. First Wednesday of August. I think like the 4th or 5th.
Well, you can go to the website and check all that out. We'll put it at the bottom of the screen right here. Bottom of the screen. What is the website?
Earthboundspiritsvt.com. There it is.
There it is.
That's it.
The shows are there.
Yeah.
And that's Kyle Chadburn. He came all the way to Newport for Coffee with Todd.
Thanks
we got to do this again, man.
No, it was great. It was nice to just like sit here and catch up and talk.
Just chat. Yeah.
And
by the way, he doesn't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
That's water. It's vodka. No, I'm just kidding. It's all right.
I was gonna say, what'd you sneak in there?
That's all right. I was telling Kyle before we started. It's there's many people that have been on Coffee with Todd that don't drink coffee.
They don't drink coffee.
Yeah, it's so weird to me. It's a foreign thing to me. But anyway. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Cheers. We'll do
cheers
a cheers.
To you. Yeah, absolutely.
All
and thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And thank you for watching Coffee with Todd. I even got my signs here. Look at that. Be safe. Be well. Check out Kyle Chadburn and the Earthbound Spirits online and in person. And thanks for watching Coffee with Todd. Oh, that did not go that didn't go as planned.